Hi, how you going, guys? Good to see everybody here. We're going to be jumping into some Wars of Succession very soon. About 2 minutes away from launch, and thank you everybody for joining up for this stream. Hi, Siri. Hey, Gary. Tescure. Piddles. Where are we headed this time, Agrippa? That's up to you guys. So I'm actually going to leave the decision up to you guys. We're going to play one of the major campaigns, and here in about a minute I'll run through them, and we can decide where we're going to fight. Hey, SMS Digital, how you guys going? Thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope I do an okay job here. Hey, Redster and Rune. Good to see you guys. Lanzer, of course. Hey, Dogs of War. Good to see you as well. We got the whole crew here. I'm very glad to see you guys. Is Muso around? Let's see if he might take a few minutes to get here. Hopefully he's here, because we do want to do some actual... Well, I guess I could actually go ahead and access the voting thing on my own. Of course I am. Beautiful. So, we're here at the proper time, 5 p.m. Central European Standard Time, and we do have a decision here in Wars of Succession. Do want to run over the basics, of course, right now. As far as I can see, there's no multiplayer. It's just essentially a new game and a really nice bevy of different campaigns, etc. Now, we've turned off the music for now just because the music is beautiful, really beautiful, but it's going to take away from the actual me explaining the game. So our four choices are these. The Grand Campaign, the Northern War. So Northern War is one. And we need two different categories here. So either Northern War Russia or Northern War Sweden. This is going to be a bit of a long list. Grand Campaign 1701. And we'll do Grand Campaign 1701 Bourbons or Grand Alliance. And the same for 1706 and 1709. Bourbons versus Grand Alliance. We'll try to give a nice choice, guys. I want you guys to have as much decision over this as possible. I'm almost certain you guys are going to go for the Great Northern War, but we'll have to wait and see, and we'll jump in and decide very soon here. The last two dates, would be 1706 campaign, Bourbons or Grand Alliance, and the last one would be 1709, Bourbons versus Grand Alliance. Essentially, these are Bourbons versus Grand Alliance, all these except for one, which is, of course, the Russians against the Swedes. Let's see what you guys decide. What vicious conflict you guys decide. Alright, there we go. Thank you, Muso. I'm not going to vote on this one. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to look, and then I'll vote. How about this? I'll be fair. I'll vote in a minute. So, I won't give my opinion right now. Okay, I think we're going to give people about 30 seconds more to vote. And do vote, guys, even those people that are not in the chat but just watching. We want to make sure we get a proper opinion here. 65 viewers. It's awesome to see everybody. 70! Oh, we're climbing, boys and girls. This is good. Might need a tiebreaker, Pixel says. Alright, I'm going to go in and... I already had this open, but whatever. I am going to go Northern War Russia. I love Peter the Great. Probably one of my favorite rulers of all time. Ooh, yes! Ah, thank you so much. It looks like the viewers of the stream think alike with me. So we're going to go for the Northern War, the Grand Campaign in Rusland. Russia, of course. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and select Peter the Great in the anti-Swedish coalition, and we are going to jump into play mode. Now, I'm definitely going to need some advice here from SMS Digital, as well as Dogs of War. All of these guys can really help strengthen my armies. The biggest issue I have in this game is the merging of armies. The 1700 Grand Campaign places two opposing factions against one another at the beginning of the 18th century and focuses on the Eastern Europe conflict known as the Great Northern War in the East. The Swedish Empire is poised for invasion from Denmark, Norway, Poland, Lithuania, and Russia. Lead these two sides in that full-scale war from its start, nearby Denmark, till its end, with Swedish victory or defeat. This is a really big campaign, and of course there is one way where we could end it early, and that is if we get totally crushed. So if you guys just looked at what I did there, I just put on the control overlay so we can see who controls what. Right now we have this general here, Sheremetev, I believe that's correct. And he's basically just kind of getting prepared. We've also got Peter the First here, and he is over here. Interesting. He might be able to actually attack this town, or actually, I think I'm going to keep him on besieging duty, because he's currently besieging the town of Marups, which is under military control of the Swedes, but it's on our side of the actual river here, the Dvina, so I think we can keep him there. We've, of course, got the Polish friends of ours. We've got our Danish friends, and these guys, I believe, are almost ready to fight. So we've got Württemberg here. Love to get some more Danish soldiers. Let's take a look at our political options this early on, and let's actually go ahead. Okay, we already have some units under production. Fair enough. I also like the new system, and I didn't show you guys this last time, so I want to go ahead and basically go over it this time. So this is basically how it works. 1 second. So essentially, if I want to go ahead and go for production and I want to just reinforce my troops, I simply click on this button up here, which allows me to switch between detail, and here I can reinforce my units. So I don't have to have two separate screens. I could just do it from one screen. I really like that. I can also increase to 5 if I want, and I can also disable or enable the AI buying replacements. I'm going to enable it. I'm just going to go ahead and get a little extra assistance. Welcome to the stream. Please do join us, and thank you for stopping by. So we could improve state administration here. This will convert some money to engagement points. Call for cost of help is currently locked. These are going to, of course, unlock as we play through the campaign. Let's take a look here. Unleash them in a single strike, they say. So Dogs of War is asking if they're going to add the Italian language. Not really sure, to be honest with you, Dogs of War. Okay, here we go. So with Württemberg, I think I want to start heading down here. I'm pretty sure Holstein is under enemy control, but we'll find out one way or another. So let's go ahead and head into Holstein. It's going to take a while for us to get there, and we've got another force here. But only about 551 men. So what I'm going to do is actually build a depot here. Hopefully we can get some more assistance to that guy. And of course Friedrich, he must get over here, but we're going to have to use the Navy to transport him. And I must admit, I am terrible with Navy transports. There's no way, there's no land bridge. Oh, there is! Nice! That simplifies things a lot. Thank goodness. Okay, so at this point, I think we'll end the turn. Of course, a lot of these forces that are locked will be unlocked as the war continues. And let's go ahead and head into the first month of the actual war here between Russia and Sweden and see how it goes. Now, right now, the game is just generating AI files. This does sometimes take a little while, especially if there's a lot happening during the turn. So if there's a lot of armies moving, a lot of combat, especially in the Grand Campaign, this is going to take just a little bit longer than usual. Especially I think the longest campaign is the first Spanish Succession campaign, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, that definitely takes a little longer than usual sometimes. But this is definitely a sign that we're going to be getting some combat, or at least some major movement in the next few seconds. And hopefully these Polish forces will be unlocked, because I want to start attacking immediately. Okay, not much happening there. I hope we managed to besiege the area, but it looks like the defenders held on there. We weren't able to besiege this turn. Okay, still continuing with the siege here. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, wait a minute, I believe... No, it's still under their control. Damn it. That Swedish flag is a dead giveaway. So the Polish forces are not yet assembled, but we do have Württemberg, sounds weird. We'll move him down here, and yeah, we definitely know that this area is not exactly favorable to us. They're not allies at all, because they're allowing Boehner, a Swedish force, to actually reside in their territory right now, and they're not fighting back. Alright, let's end the turn again. I don't think, once again, there's much we can do. The main goal is to obviously take the fortress here, but I'm not sure if that's going to be easy, and then we've got to deal with Frölich. But if we can break through there, then there's a lot of Swedish territory we can take. Remember, not all of Sweden is actually worth very much, no offense to the Swedish viewers. A lot of it is sort of frozen wasteland, and it's really these parts closer to Poland, Lithuania, and closer to Russia that actually have quite a lot of value. In fact, one of the major reasons of this war was because Peter the Great wanted to capture St. Petersburg, or establish the city of St. Petersburg, so that Russia would have access to the sea. And if we can actually break through here, we're probably going to be able to gain that access. Here we go in Lake Ladoga. Of course, they have access to any area they want. Even the good old Lake Ladoga. That is a massive lake. Okay, so Gillestre is moving over here into Holtenau, and we might have a battle here, unexpectedly. Okay, so actually I'm leaving Württemberg here. Let's see if he can get a supply depot up and running, as Friedrich tries to get to the city as quickly as possible. Even Friedrich could stand to build a supply depot, but we need to start moving. Now, here we go. What's this? What is that? No, no, Friedrich. Don't do that. You must be very careful. You're a delicate king. No, what the hell is going on? Let me get away from Friedrich. No, Friedrich. Very bad. Sorry, guys, that's me. There we go. So we've got Ludwig here. I believe Ludwig is... Oh no, he's definitely pro-Swedish. This is shameful. Absolutely shameful. Now, the good news is our Polish contingent... No, I thought they were unlocked. Alright, once again, we're going to have to use Steinau and try to... Okay, what's this? Military control of the anti-Swedish coalition, guys. We finally took the fort. At this point, I'm going to build a depot. And I actually kind of am hoping that Frölich will attack. I'm going to go ahead and go to a defensive posture now that we've managed to take the fort. I think that fort essentially just gave up without a fight. They just kind of surrendered. There was no point in trying to withstand our forces, and that's always a good sign. I am going to jump here to the chat. Did I powder my wig this morning? Absolutely. In fact, I could have come in, because my hair is quite long right now, I could have come in to the office today and put some powder in my hair and done a powdered wig stream. But we need to actually get a costume for that, I think. So Pixel's saying, looks like the Swedes will try to stop your march into Holstein. Yeah, I think so, for sure. Alright, let's go for it. First of all, I'm just going to see if I have any other options. So we still have units under production. We'll be able to drop them pretty soon. But I'm just saying if there's anything else we can unlock here. And one of them is improving state administration. What about the path into Silesia? What's this? As King of Poland and Elector of Saxony, Augustus II needs to make his troops travel through Habsburg lands in Silesia and Lausitz to link his two realms. With minor concessions to Vienna, passage is granted, but it could also work in favor of his enemy. Troops may now move through Silesia and regions in Lausitz and Neumark, separating Saxony from Poland. Let's go for it. We've got enough EP points to do it. I believe we have 413 victory points. What about engagement points? 12. Yeah, not many, but we're going to sign it into law. Oh, sorry. There we go. Putting our stamp of approval on it, of course. And we will, of course, end the turn here. Probably not a bad idea to see if we can get some replacements, specifically to our Danes. I think they definitely need some more men. There we go. Because the Danes here could be quite strong against the enemy. Get some Russian regulars as well. We have plenty of money to spend here, but we don't want to go too crazy. Ooh, the Prussians are working with us. Is that right? Felzet is glorious, of course. There's just so many different territories here in this war. It's quite amazing. I think the map that they created here is beautiful. And actually, I have an overlay on this map right now. I'll show you the map without the overlay. It's incredible. The detail here. I mean, look at the Netherlands. You can actually see the sort of territory here in the Netherlands, the sort of, you know, very, very low ground, close to the ocean, of course. So you see the water seeping in here into the canals. I love it. I've got to see my native Portugal. Where is it? Where is it? Keep going, Agrippa. You'll find it. You'll find it. Ah, yes. Beautiful. So, let's jump back up here, where the real fight is going on. And I think we'll end the turn and hope for the best at this point. Our navy is still not unlocked. Admittedly, though, I'm not very good at using a navy anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. And, of course, we've got a massive garrison to defend here. Not to mention Malmo, the capital of Sweden, is right across the bay. I'm not sure if the developers are watching. Do you guys think we should go for Malmo from here directly, or shall we try to fight Sweden over here in the open ground, take these areas first, and then go for Malmo? I mean, there's still a lot of strategic cities here, like Stralsund, and you could tell by the star here that this is an important victory point, but I'm not sure which is better. Let me jump back to my favorite overlay there. And that's the Owner of All Regions overlay. Alright, I think we've done everything we can. Peter I is still locked, but look at that. Can't wait to unlock him. And then, of course, we can start marching into eastern Poland here, where Velink is and a few other guys. Alright, we're ending the turn. Here we go, guys. Wish us luck, as always. Okay, let's see. It's clear that the Swedish Navy is doing a lot to try and stop us. A lot of our Navy is locked up at this point, so that's really, I think, my biggest concern is the Swedish Navy. I'm pretty sure we could beat the Swedish on the ground throughout the campaign, but they are definitely a threat. Okay, Friedrich is getting here, but it's gonna take him some time. And he still hasn't built that supply depot. Lazy. Just a lazy general. Are Polish forces unlocked? No, of course not. Now, as for Steinau here, once again, I don't know why they're not following the order to build the depot. I'm gonna go ahead and order it again. Maybe they'll get the message this time. And we'll jump up here. And that's right, guys, it's out now. Make sure to take a look. I also believe, I'm not sure if Musa's also given away the codes, but one of the cool things here is that if you have, I believe it's 3,000 Slith points, you can actually purchase the game. So you don't have to spend real money. You can actually just purchase the game. We have, I think, 5 copies, but I'm not sure if that went through. If not, we'll just do it another time. Let's end the turn. Although, wait a minute. Steinau. No, we're going to wait to see if he'll build the depot. If he doesn't build the depot this time, then of course we'll attack. I'm just glad to have the city under our control. And attacking that city of Riga means we have to cross a bridge. That never works out well. So we have to have an overwhelming amount of men. Our forces have to be overwhelming in number, and we have to be very aggressive. So we might have to actually bring reinforcements here. I'm not actually sure. We'll have to wait and see. Steinau's cheeks are so rosy. What is wrong there? My goodness, just Steinau. We still haven't had any first blood, guys. We haven't had a single battle yet. So the war is just gearing up. You know, our men have yet to even fire a single shot. Right now, it's all just, you know, a bunch of barking at one another. But eventually, we're going to get into a fight here. I think probably against Maldefeld, and there's a few guys there that are helping him. See if we can go ahead and engage their armies, for better or worse. We can't give the Danes too much time to get ready. Excuse me, the Swedes too much time to get ready. Because then they can actually get quite powerful. I think the goal in this war is actually to attack as quickly as possible, because this was a bit of a sneak attack on the Swedes. They didn't exactly expect this. So this kind of war is one where the faster we attack, the better. But look at this. They've actually brought King Karl to take one of our cities here. I believe our capital. Is it our capital? No, this is Copenhagen. No, it is Copenhagen. Yes, it could be our main capital here. I think. Oh my goodness, guys. Should we run back or should we try to engage Mardefeld? I'm not sure what to do here. Now, I am going to go ahead and put Friedrich's army inside this army. And it's still very manageable. I really want to engage the Swedes in battle, but I don't like the fact that he stopped here in Copenhagen. I'm not sure how many men he has. Oh, guys, we absolutely need your support on this one. What do we do here? Going back to Copenhagen would take a really long time, I think. 103 days. That's the equivalent of about 4 turns. Very sneaky that he was able to get across there, but maybe we have no choice. We'll take a look here at the chat. You are doomed, guys. Phil T-Bolt is saying I'm doomed. Yeah, Phil, is this a GG? Should we restart? In the future, I'll just keep a force at Copenhagen, and I won't leave. Oh, no. When Phil T-Bolt is saying I'm doomed, I'm in trouble. He's actually one of the developers here, so... Ooh, boy. What's your call on this one, Phil? I mean, maybe Karl will be nice and just leave and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. We don't need to fight. Let's be friends. Yeah, he does have a nasty stack. Yeah, restart game. I think you guys are right. Yeah, pretty much. So I think here in this war we need to keep a general there to watch Karl, no matter what. Let's head back to main menu. New. This time we won't be noobs. And I think our Danes are just going to have to basically keep a force there for a prolonged period of time to, of course, keep Karl in check. Wow, that was sneaky, though. Man, if it's that easy, maybe we should just try and get on some ships and attack him. Okay. So with Württemberg... we'll actually build a depot in this city. And we're just going to keep Friedrich here. I think this is the best thing to do. We can even add some militias here to him, to his stack. But I think, honestly, for him, I'm just going to have him enter the structure. And defend this. No! Friedrich! Nein! Alright, there we go. So they're going to enter the structure at this point and just stay at the capital. I think for now that's sufficient. We'll go back to Steinau. He was able to take this area last time. He should be able to do it this time. We'll do an all-out attack. Absolutely no retreat allowed. And at this point, we will end the turn. Let's hope this time we're a bit luckier. We absolutely got stomped there by the Swedes so quickly. That was just a checkmate right away. Thing is, if we get these Polish armies to really start fighting for us, they could give us a lot of support. The Prussians are on our side, so I'm pretty sure we can move through Prussia without any problems whatsoever, and eventually get to the front. Or, of course, just move north. And we haven't yet had any first blood during this campaign. And I kind of like that. It's much more realistic. You know, it's never just immediate warfare. It's armies getting ready, especially during this time period. You know, often armies would march for months before having a battle. That wasn't uncommon in the slightest. Let's see if Württemberg built his supply depot. He did indeed. Beautiful. So I think he can get a few more troops. I'm tempted to send some reinforcements here from Friedrich, but I think we'll keep him back for now. How about that? So Württemberg, it looks like he's also getting a little chubbier, and surprisingly, he's got a higher attack power here. So I'm going to keep him here. I hope that he's in the structure. Let's make sure he is entering the structure. And let's see how... I think with Württemberg, we'll keep him here one more turn, and then we'll start moving out. So we've definitely taken the area around this place, but we still need to attack, and it looks like right now we don't have the required assault posture here to attack. So we'll stay on the defensive. Hopefully the enemy army leaves the city. If not, pretty sure we can take it next turn anyway. So let's end the turn here. And next turn we'll get some replacements, although I'm not sure we really need many. With this lack of conflict, we're probably not going to be needing replacements until we start having some serious battles and some casualties start flooding in. Steinau. We always end with Steinau. And let me tell you, these wigs, these powdered wigs, they terrify me. One thing about the time period is that these powdered wigs were rarely washed, although they would dunk them occasionally in vats of perfume. These things were pretty disgusting. I have no idea how this fashion trend ever got started, but I love the portraits. I love the way they look. A little comedic in my eyes, just the time period and the fashion, but at the same time, very, very well done. So there we go. They didn't attack, and we might be able to go for that assault this turn. Yes, we can. All-out assault to retake the fort. And with Württemberg, first of all, I want to see if any of these regiments can join them, but I believe they're locked, for now at least. I am tempted... Well, first of all, we've got some enemy territory right there, Trondheim. So getting to Trondheim is going to take 34 days. Seems like a bit for me, a bit much. I think I'll actually go ahead and just go straight to... I can't possibly pronounce that. And start getting set up, essentially. Take a look here at the chat, of course. Ah, I see. So the Danish fleet stayed wisely and safely in the port. Team mascot costumes. All right, here we go. Yeah, absolutely. That is That is very true. I don't think that those costumes are washed out for quite a long amount of time. It's unfortunate. All right, let's move this guy. So I can't believe it's going to take 51 days, but hey, that's the way it is. We could do a forced march, but I don't see the benefit. We're not in a rush exactly. I mean, we kind of are, but we have plenty of time at the same time. We do want to start accomplishing things, though, quickly. So once again here, I'm going to start adding some units to my Danish regulars. I really think they're the ones that need the support right now because they could actually break through and knock out a lot of Swedes. So I'm going to go ahead and give them priority, essentially. And our Polish regulars will start getting units when they start performing. Right now, I'm sorry to say, they're not really helping. So the Danes, once again, get priority in this part of the war. And I think that's enough for now. Let's end the turn. Yeah, we could have actually sent some replacements to Steinau. That was a bit mean of me, but what can I say? Let's just hope they don't get the bright idea of transporting any troops from Lake Ladoga over here. That is not something I would be looking forward to. So I'd love to actually cross that river with Württemberg and attack Ludwig, but I just get the feeling that crossing that river is going to cause us a major penalty. We kind of just have to play it defensively for now. We can't just go on any crazy attacks, and even losing the fort here, I don't think is something we want to do. So we are already in the structure. I think remaining in the structure is very important. And we are almost here to the front lines with Württemberg. Hopefully he can provide some initial attacks, let's say. And we're still waiting to take the city. So in the last time we played, we actually managed to take the city quite quickly. This goes to show you that each game is different in Wars of Succession. You know, anything can happen, really. So be prepared for anything. And actually, we will give him some men. He needs some cavalry. Let's give him some Saxon cavalry. We've already accepted this. Thought we did anyway. This would give us 10 engagement points. I think we're fine for now, but definitely something to consider later. And as you can see there, so far this is a bloodless conflict. We definitely want to change that as soon as possible. At this point, I think the Swedes will probably give up this fort. However, they could actually end up going ahead and moving back to Riga. I'm not sure. We have to wait and see, guys. Alright, looks like we've got some Danish troops moving through here as well. Everybody is helping the Swedes. Well, not really, actually. I think they have fewer allies than we do, but there's definitely interested parties here willing to assist them. And I really hope that they attack Württemberg soon. I want to see a battle occur here. And here we go. First battle, the Battle of Itzehoe. And that's going to be a Danish defeat. 2,670. That's first blood, guys, that the enemy has done. So we're going to take a look here and... Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Sorry, guys. Let me turn off my Steam chat for a second. 1 second. Okay, let's see. All right, Württemberg's getting into position. Friedrich, is he going to meet him? Oh, I would love to face them in battle, finally, with an actual real army. And can Steinau take this fort? Steinau, come on, what is wrong with you? You call yourself a Saxon? Absurd. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. Yeah, so I guess we're going to have to wait with Steinau for now. I'm very disappointed in him. It's annoying because last time we were able to take that area so quickly. This time we're having some trouble, of course. Okay, the Polish forces are unlocked here, and Deginski, let's take a look here. He's got pretty good command power, and we can absolutely merge these two guys together. So actually, I'll have them meet in Jonava so that they can meet a little faster. And at that point, I think we're going to take these guys and probably send them north to where Steinau is. Hopefully help them dislodge this area, but I'll let you guys decide. Should we take our Polish forces north or west? This would definitely be a poll decision, Muso. If you could put one up, just north or west with our Polish forces. So west, we have to cut through Prussia, of course. Got to go through here. Quite a long march, but eventually we would be here and be able to besiege some of these areas. And, of course, eventually help our men here. Or shall we go north and try and face the enemy up there in the north? In the meantime, Württemberg looks to be in a pretty bad state. His men have had to travel quite a while, and some of them have clearly run back home or died of some terrible illness. So I'm going to go ahead and have him immediately begin to build defenses. And look at this, Friedrich. I hope he's inside because it looks like Karl has landed. So yes, he is in the structure. I want to make sure these guys are in the structure too. And I think we want to merge everybody with Friedrich right now. Every single bit of defense with Friedrich. Man, that's going to be a tough one. We need to hold off against Karl. If not, I'm absolutely certain that we lose here. We've got the Dansk Flotilla, but I'm not really sure that there's much we can do. We can't unload right now, and I don't believe we can bombard either. So, guys, we're just hoping for the best. Wonder if we should bring Württemberg back. Yeah, I think desperate times call for desperate measures. We're going to bring him back. Let's take a look here and see what people voted on. Karl is a royal pain. Yeah, he really is, man. He is sneaky every time. We've got, like, such a strong amount of units. How do I bet my money on Karl, says Fader Dragon? Great point. I'm going to say north. Yeah, so everybody agrees pretty much north. We have to hope that we can hold Karl off here. This is serious. I mean, he is a royal pain, man. It's amazing how he's able to do that. He's practically unstoppable. Now, how we do in battle against him is going to mean a lot for the future of this war. In the meantime, I will grab... Oh, no, that's right. Our Polish forces are merging right now. Have you taken anything, you fool? Just a foolish manner. He won't attack anybody. He just stays there all day. Alright, come on, Karl. I hope we beat you here, although, yeah, he does have a nasty stack, I think. But hopefully just being within the fortress will help. We've got every unit possible with us. At least from this immediate area. The great defense of Copenhagen, and that's assuming he attacks this turn. Maybe he'll give us some time to bring up some reinforcements, although I think Karl is a bit smarter than that. He's probably going to go ahead and go for the killing blow right away. Yeah. Oh, Friedrich, please tell me Friedrich was in Copenhagen. Was Friedrich not in Copenhagen? He may have been in Praesto. He was in Praesto. Okay, no, he was in Copenhagen. Nonetheless, I'm not sure he can win this one. Oh, man. They held out to the very end, but they absolutely lost. 9,887. The enemy lost 3,000, but oh man, did we take a beating. When you actually look at the units being used here, they're absolutely beautiful. And I won't lie, the Swedish troops look magnificent. These guys almost look like samurai. The Gald squad. I don't know if we can win this one, guys. This is a tough one, a really tough one. They've definitely taken Copenhagen right away. I'm not sure if maybe the best thing to do in this scenario, and I'll absolutely allow the devs to give us some suggestions, is to move all the forces back to the capital and just kind of wait until everyone else is unlocked, because right now we're just getting absolutely crushed. We might even start a new campaign if you guys think we can't go for a win here. If you guys think we can still go for a win, I'll keep trying to fight, but that is a huge thorn in our side. Poor Württemberg there. He looks ashamed, and he should be. Let's take a look here. Fight it out, says Piddles. Fair enough. So I like what Phil is saying. Essentially, the Danes are going to get beaten one way or another. So the best thing we can do at this point, and I always like this particular strategy, is to try and weaken them as much as possible. So I'm actually going to move Württemberg back to this position. We might go for a battle with Glistra, but I think we'll probably have to wait a little bit longer for that. Let's take a look at these guys. How did he not get there already? 1 day away, man. You're going to hold up the entire army? Really? Is that how it's going to be? Okay, I think we're going to move these guys separately up to the front here. And actually, perhaps we can make our own front and start cutting behind the enemy lines here. Not a bad idea, honestly. I think that's what we're going to do, and then we can actually get behind the city. So let's actually get these guys to Friedrichstadt. That's going to be basically our rallying point. And look at this, the king actually escaped. He escaped all the way to Aalborg, which is in the north of the country, way in the north of the country. It's a bit embarrassing for the king, but that's the way war is, I suppose. Alright, let's end the turn. I think Württemberg's about to be overrun. There's not much I can do to help him out. I hope he is brave in defeat, is all I can say. Now remember, guys, this is a very long campaign, and that's why we're getting all of these political and historical options. It's a bit more complicated. If you want a simpler campaign, as was mentioned before, the Italian campaign, which we've won twice, we've lost it once, is a really good place to start. I believe it's only 15 turns long, and there are no political options or anything like that, so it's really just purely combat, trying to reorganize your forces, keep your men well supplied, etc., and pull out a victory. So I would highly recommend that for somebody just jumping into the game. Don't forget that the game is on sale today. You can pick it up. You can absolutely pick it up. Not to mention that if you can, I'm not sure once again if Muso's doing this, and sorry, I can't check the messages all the time, but I think for 3,000 slits, we're actually giving away copies of the game. So let's see if anybody has those 3,000 slits, or if you can generate them fairly quickly. Another attack on Copenhagen, and we've got nobody here. I mean, I guess we have a tiny garrison. but we only killed 164 of Gustav's men. Oh, I believe the Swedes are moving further into Denmark. And I also think our navy's unlocked, so we might be able to do some damage here. Get into some actual naval battles. I think they just missed each other. Nope, they did not. Württemberg against Gillenstra. He definitely outnumbers us, and it's a Danish defeat. Pretty small battle, more or less just kind of a skirmish. 500 men lost on our side, 456 on the enemy side. But at least we finally got into contact with our main group. And as you can see, Friedrich Karl Herzog only has 13,409 men. I'm hoping we can get some more reinforcements, but with the capital under enemy control, that's pretty unlikely. We really need to wait for the Russians to join this war. At that point, we're going to be in a much, much better position. I also think we should probably move over to this fort and enter the structure for any future attacks. Fairly confident that if we can get into that structure over here, then even if the enemy outnumbers us, especially if that's its attack power, we can still pretty much fight the enemy off. Let's see, Württemberg. Very disappointing end turn there where it's like dun 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 dun. It's almost like letting you know like you did not do well this turn. We're disappointed. All right, so oh they've let Württemberg live. That's friendly. Oh nice. We also just got some Polish units raised here, guys, and Potoki as well. So this is really neat. And these Polish units are a bit closer to the Swedish lines here. So I think I'm going to take one of them, send him this way, and with this Polish unit, not enough transport. There we go. Ooh, look at this. Oh, yes. Some Saxons. I'm not sure what we're going to do with this Saxon army, but it's a really massive Saxon army. Yeah, I guess we move it up to the north. Once again, the unfortunate part here is just how long it's going to take these guys to get to these areas. You know, wars during these days, they weren't completed in a matter of days. They actually took quite a while. In fact, we could go to Stettin, but I think I really want to actually go up north and try to engage from here. 148 days for movement there. That is too bad. Now, we did finally take the city. That's the good news. I'm not sure I want to go straight for Riga, though. I think I may want to wait a little bit, try and get some reinforcements, or wait for our Polish friends to arrive, and then, only then, start actually attacking. All right, Württemberg, 25 days. You poor, poor man. Let's take a look at the army of Karl Friedrich. He can't even move. It's almost like he's under house arrest. He might as well be under house arrest. And let's take a look here. Going for full attacks. I hate the fact that they got across. Hopefully we can find some of their ships here. We're just going to patrol this area until we find something to attack. How's that? There we go. And we will jump into the chat here. $128 viewers. My gosh, guys, welcome. Fader Dragon says Copenhagen has fallen. Danes continues the fight. Heavy. That's right. The Danes never stop fighting. Yes, I was mentioning that before, Piddles, and that's a great, great point. Aliact Est is basically set in the Roman times, and that's what I would recommend for a starting player in the AGODS community to pick up Aliact Est. Aliact Est is a little easier to learn, and look at that! Someone got the prize! Congrats! Congratulations! We'll take a look here in a second after the end of the turn and see who got it. Is that a second one? Is that 2 people claiming a prize? Oh, that's awesome. Very, very, very well done, guys. That is just cool. Now let's see if F. Württemberg can make it here. 3? I've got to see what's happening at the end of this. Here we go. Congratulations, everybody. Okay, some more units arriving here. They're still trying to make their push to retake all of Denmark, which, understandable to say the least, but it leaves us with just basically one major general. Württemberg in the south is pretty useless. Württemberg in the north is somewhat more useless. So we don't really have much to work with. All we can do is damage these armies. We can't actually beat them in battle, I don't think. I think that's very unlikely. We need Peter the Great to join us now. Alright, let's take a look here. I want to jump into the chat. Sneaky Muso had to refresh it manually. Well done, guys. So, guys, 2 keys remain. Yep, Phil is agreeing. So Phil is the developer of the game. He would absolutely know, and Aliakdest is definitely one of the easiest ones to break into. I was so happy when in Aliakdest I finally won a Spartacus, which is, I believe, a bit of a hard campaign. And basically, I just managed to defeat one major Roman army, hold the south of Italy, and not really get into any fights afterwards, and I just won through victory points, which I didn't actually have to take Rome. I just needed to hold out, essentially. Let's see here. What's going on? What is going on? Where are you, Württemberg? Alright, so Württemberg is here. He's got a nice amount of men. I think for now, I really would like to attack Glistrana. And we're at max strength at the moment. So I'm going for it, guys. We need to try and show the enemy that we are aggressive. Although 34 days, man. Are you kidding me? Come on. Let's take a look at our Polish force. Now we can absolutely merge these two, make a bigger, more efficient army here. And I am going to immediately move into Friedrichstadt. There's another one. Congratulations. Man, you guys are doing really well today. Alright, so we've got that guy going in. And I think I'm also going to attempt to attack Riga. No, no way, no way, no way. Let me stop that immediately. Not a good idea. We need some more supplies. Okay, guys, I can't wait to see what happens here. I just want to quickly jump into getting some replacements here for our Danes. We don't need any engagement points, so I'm not even going to improve state administration. I'm just going to hope we can start taking some major Swedish cities here across the Dvina River. It would really help us out and really scare the hell out of the Danes. Especially if our Polish troops can make some serious progress here. Somebody mentioned winged hussars. Let's hope we see them in this battle, if we have a battle. Well, again, they might give this area up without any fight whatsoever. But I'm sure they'll have a small regiment defending this town at the very least, if not more. Obviously, this area, though, modern-day Latvia, is pretty barren in terms of settlements, but Riga is really the jewel in this area. We need to try to take Riga, and I think if we cut off the areas behind it, it's going to be a lot easier to take. It still has a port, but I think cutting off the areas behind it would absolutely help. Oh, I think Glistra is going to join the army of Karl Gustav. Sneaky. But we have attacked Friedrichstadt, guys. Major siege here. And it's a Polish victory, my friends. Beautiful. A really, really, really good bit of advice. Although I think it's just a battle. I don't think that was a siege, so we may not have taken the city. Nonetheless, we absolutely damaged the enemy here, destroying the Kokenhausen garrison and the Kokenhausen artillery. So actually, we may have taken the fort in this area, but I think we still have to take the city. I could be mistaken. Oh, that's right. That could have just been a fort. Although it looks like, yes, we've got the winged hussars right there. Or maybe just regular hussars. No, those are winged hussars for sure. Oh, yes. Beautiful. They are definitely one of my favorite units, and probably favorite unit of quite a lot of people in the stream here. They are just awesome. Everybody loves Winged Hussars. There we go. So that is now in our realm, and it automatically becomes part of the Russian realm, which is interesting. So it doesn't become actual Polish territory as far as I could see. Could be mistaken, I'll take another look, but I believe that becomes Russian territory. And of course, Karl continues to try and eliminate every single one of our men. He killed 820 of Hans Christian Schacksmen without losing a single guy. He's a big show-off here. And now look at that attack power between these two armies. Man, Denmark is in serious trouble. And they still are not attacking Württemberg. I'm not understanding that or the logic behind it. But hey, I'm more than happy to keep that guy out of the fight for now. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Did they totally finish us off? Oh, they totally finished off Denmark. So I'm not sure if Phil can explain, but why did the army of Württemberg just disband? Why did these armies just disband completely? Is it because they essentially controlled the country totally? Because, yeah, it looks like Copenhagen is now back in our hands. So I'm assuming this means Denmark is now out of the war? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That adds a lot to the game. Not to mention that now we've got some other generals here. Sienowski. I want to move him over here, and I just want to have this unit stay right there with Potoki. Although there's a 35% penalty, we'll fix that pretty soon. Get some more experienced generals, and I believe Sienowski can take some of those units away. There's also some Cossacks or Dragoons, but they look like Cossacks in any case on the way. And we're still sending Fleming up here to the front, but it's going to take a long time. The best bit of news is getting Oginski here. Could we go for Riga? Well, yeah, we technically could. We've also got our Russian generals unlocked now, so we're going to go ahead and immediately jump into the attack. Oh, what the heck did I just do? Sorry, guys. And Peter the Great is unlocked. Oh, glorious Peter. Save us all from the enemy, Peter. All right, so let's take Peter the Great. Let's get him up here to the border. 120 days, guys. No railroads, of course. And we'll cut through the border over here, too. I'll start heading towards where Velink is. But as for Oginski, I think what I want to do is cut off the area all the way up until here. So essentially cut these roads down so that this area is not getting any supply. And just to ensure it's not getting any supply, I think I want to bring my Navy here. Where is the Navy? Where are you? Oh, that's right. We don't have a Navy anymore. Oh, that sucks. Unfortunately, Denmark is out. Totally out. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Another one. Congrats. Congratulations. Gary's got it. Very neat. Well done, Gary's. All right, guys. Okay, Steinau. He's a big boy now. I think he can go ahead and try to attack. Best of luck, Steinau. I don't think he's going to be much more ready than this. And I just want to make sure we don't have any other units here that we could potentially be using. We do. Shermatev, nope, he's already moving into position. Golitsyn, this was the guy I was worried about. And I want to move in here and try to face Maidel in battle. I'm just going to offer him open battle. Of course, I'm going to try to use an offensive posture, but it looks like we're going to have to remain on the defensive, which means that, you know what, it's probably better to stay in Peshov. Build a supply depot, and just remain calm. Here we go, guys. Wish us the best of luck. Okay, we're taking a lot of time to process here, so I can assume that we're definitely going to have some battles during this turn. I'm almost certain that there's going to be some conflict during this turn or some major movement. Oh, Maidel is moving away. Maybe we should have attacked. And yep, sure enough, Velink is moving into our territory now. So this is tit for tat. And here we go, Steinau attacking at Riga. Come on, Steinau. Do it for Saxony. No, the Saxons were defeated. They were actually held back by the Swedes led by Eric Dahlberg. Oh, they did their best. And I think we should come back because we could get a victory here. We could. We just need some more time to prepare. But I absolutely think we can take this fort. If not, we'll take it with Oblinski. Maybe he's more capable than Steinau is, and maybe together, that's going to be the trick to victory here. As you can see, I'm cutting off these areas. I love this part of the game. Just essentially cutting off enemy rail lines, this sort of thing, and make sure that they don't get any sort of supplies in through this way. In fact, no, I don't think we can build any sort of... Right now, we're just going to stay here to take control of the area. And we can actually take a look at the supply view to see if we're even getting supplies in this area. Let's take a look at that. Theaters of War. So yeah, no, Oglinski is not getting supplies. He's got to take this region, and only then will he be getting supplies from that area. As to this guy, I'm going to remain defensive. I hope the enemy comes out of the city to attack us. If not, I think that's actually going to give us a major benefit. We can attack them next turn. Now with Sheremetev, a little confused as to what to do. I think I'm going to try and go for Kronjort here. But I just hope that this sneaky Velink doesn't get behind our lines and start causing problems. Oh, no replacements able, or available, I should say. Alright, let's end the turn, boys. Ooh, look at that. Sheremetev doing really good job. This land is ours. Of course, he is losing a lot of attack power as he moves through this forested area. I'm assuming that the land in Novgorod is a bit chilly. Probably wants to go ahead and stop and build a supply depot here pretty soon. And it also looks like Krojor's army, which sounds almost like a French name. I think the best thing we can do is go back to Viitsa or even Novgorod, and keep on strengthening our troops. As for Peter, I'm going to send him up here. Hopefully he can get there fairly soon. And with Golitsyn, we are going to start attacking westward. Actually, no. We're going to try to meet Velink in battle. And with Oginski, he still hasn't managed to take this area, but I'm confident he can push in here and actually lead an attack to take this fort. I'm going to do the same with Steinau. I'll try to get Steinau some replacements, although I'm not even sure if we can get him replacements if he is all the way back here. Well, maybe. Look at that. You know, in the middle of a siege. Maybe we can. Alright, boys, this is everything we've been waiting for. We've got to take Riga. Here we go. And once again, congratulations to all the winners, and just a huge hello from me, Agrippa Maxinis, and from Muso to the new viewers. Had a few new people subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to our Twitch channel if you are new, and keep on watching. We have a lot of stuff in our history that you might want to check out, and I appreciate everybody just showing up for this stream. I'm loving this game so far. I mean, I'm a huge AG Odds fan, as most people know, and I still have so much to learn about the series itself. So I hope you guys are having fun here, and hopefully we'll be having more fun if we can breach this Swedish fort, because I think that would actually be a huge win and a chance to refill the supplies and oh gosh, what's it called, the cohesion of these two armies. So let's see if that actually happens. Although the Swedish defenses do look pretty impregnable, we're still going to try to break through. Come on, Steinau. Glorious Saxon victory. We did break through, guys. I believe the area is now ours. They couldn't hold on forever. And if we can actually get these two armies to take this area, that is a big win. Welcome aboard, another sheep. Good to see you, my friend. So now we still have to besiege the actual city itself. The Swedish are going to send reinforcements. You can see them already on their way. And it looks like we had a little battle there, a little Polish victory. Just 82 men lost on our side, or casualties, not necessarily lost. 41 men on the enemy side. And, yeah, just a nice little gunfight there between our men. It was on the moors, so it's actually pretty rough terrain. Swampy terrain. I would say temperate swampy terrain would be an appropriate way to explain it. Now, Peter's losing a lot of attack power as he's moving through here, so I might need to stop with Peter and get a supply depot up and running. I think that's probably going to be essential at this point. Okay, guys, it's all about taking the city. Our defensive forces, our Polish forces are still not here. We're going to have to defend the city for now, or defend the outskirts of the city, and then break through in a little bit, essentially. I am going to offer a battle to this Swedish general. And it looks like Peter, yeah, he's definitely losing some attack power. I wonder if he can stop here and just build a supply depot along the way. This is very, as you can see, there's a lot of woods in this territory, so it's probably a good idea actually to build a few. So anytime I'm moving through this area, I'm actually getting some skills back. I'm going to do the same here with Sheremetev, or gaining some skills, gaining some manpower back, etc., supplies. All of these things are extremely important for a victory. See if I have any other generals that I'm essentially ignoring. And we do actually have this unit here. It's not a general, but it is a unit, which we could probably use on the front. So I'm going to bring him up here as well. 173 days, and we will end the turn. Wonder how long they can hold out there. I love the fact, though, that we finally are making the enemy fight the war on our terms. By attacking Riga, we're forcing a lot of their troops down here to defend it. and if we can beat them off, that's going to be a big win for us. Of course, it's not the end of the war, but that's why this war takes so many turns. There's so many other things we can do. Denmark was knocked out of the war pretty early on, and of course you can play the game however you want once you start playing. I think in the future I would just bring all of my Danish troops to the capital of Copenhagen and just basically wait for Karl to cross. There we go. Wonderful Polish victory. Very, very small battle there, but we might be able to get to Riga, and that's what's important. We need somebody to assist us on this assault. So here we go. Oh, going for our artillery, I see. Okay, once again, guys, I want to break in here. Steinau. The massive siege commences. And we've also got these two Polish forces. Let's not forget about these guys. Now, this guy can actually take a few more forces in his stack. So I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this guy. Drop him in that stack. Drop him in that stack. Down to a 30% penalty. Any penalty is not good, but 30% is especially bad. 20% penalty also very, very, very poor. But I'm still going to start moving to Stettin. So 12 of 12. And this is the part of the game I really need to improve on. And that is essentially knowing how to split these units properly to increase the amount of attack power I have. Now, in the meantime, I'm just going to try to build a supply depot in this area, but we can't forget about those men. We absolutely want to use them in the future. Let's take a look at Peter here. How's he doing? Keep up the good work, Peter. Let's get him up here to Nova Ladoga, hopefully. And we will end the turn. Now, the political decisions, diplomatic decisions in the game, those unlock on a variety of different factors. Sometimes it's political points. A lot of the times it's just time. You just have to give it time for those to unlock as the war progresses, and then of course you can get into those conflicts as well. Looks like that Swedish army may have left, the one that Golitsyn was targeting. I don't think they are looking for a fight. And taking Nerva would be another huge victory for us, but really we're just focusing on that siege at Riga. It's a major city that I'm sure Peter would be extremely happy to have. Would also give him a coastal port, although not the port of St. Petersburg, which he's really looking for. Ooh, Kronjur is coming back. 1,534 attack power there, even after traveling through the woods all that time. Peter's incredible. Now, this is hilarious. Fleming finally arrived. For whatever reason, our men did not besiege Riga. But Fleming just arrived. Now remember, his attack power was something like 1,600, I believe. From all that walking, his men have completely... there's no cohesion in this army whatsoever. So we're going to have to essentially rebuild that army completely. And I'm still going to try and get some assaults here. But I'm not sure if our men are going to go for it. These guys are stuck outside the city. Obviously, they know they need to assault it. But that's not exactly an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of work. In the meantime, however, we will take our Polish forces, get them over here to Greifenhagen, excuse me, and begin an assault there next turn. Let's take a look here. Ah, I see Macon. Good point, Phil. So Phil was saying basically me having to walk all that time, it's not going to keep you in good shape in winter. It's actually going to hurt our army. So that's why we lost so many men getting there. Although I love the realism, because what Phil has done, him and his team, is he's showing the attrition that can occur, that occurred realistically during these time periods, and moving through, as he mentioned, through the winter time, through this area, a lot of men are going to die, a lot of men are going to get sick, a lot of men are going to leave the army just out of frustration, and totally makes sense. So once again, another push for Riga. Let's get it this time, I hope. We still have quite a lot of manpower too. Not as much gold, but we could probably start reinforcing some units and probably producing some units as well. I think right now, though, reinforcement is really the key. We can, obviously produce units a little later on in the game. I like that as well. On the river, one of the rivers, the explanation is shallow may freeze. So depending on the weather, we might have a frozen river, which means that we can move across it quite easily instead of having to take the bridge, this sort of thing. But we'll see what actually occurs. I'm amazed that the Swedes are still holding out at Riga, but they are stubborn, and that's certainly useful for them. All right, there we go. So Fleming is already starting to get quite a lot of attack power back there. Now that his men have some places to rest their heads and they're not marching through the snow in the wilderness at this time of year. Oh, Peter just passed Krojort. He basically ignored Peter. He's going for Sheremetev, I believe. Okay, so I think here with Peter, I might head back. No, I'll keep on heading to Novoladoga, but I definitely want to build a supply depot once I get there. As for Sheremetev, I'm just going to keep him here on a defensive posture, and I hope Kronjur will stop by. Now, it looks like Golichin is out here by himself. The enemy army essentially ran away, and I really want to take the city of Nerva, but I think we might be able to hurt the enemy just by cutting off this road. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hope for the best with Sheremetev and the rest. And Fleming is still, of course, building his troops up. Come on, Fleming. And we're still waiting to take the city. So frustrating. So I'm going to take the Polish army here and actually move across back to our territory in Marups. And basically see if we can't regain some of our lost regiments, some of our cohesion, etc. over there. I think that's going to be the key here. We've also got our Polish troops here. We can go for Stettin, but once again, we're crossing this area to go and try and take Stettin, and I think that's going to make things pretty difficult here. Nonetheless, we're going to try and take the city. Let's go for it, boys. Let's see if the Swedes will put up a fight here. Wow. Not a single battle. I'm kind of surprised. Okay, well, let's take a look here actually at the casualties list. So far, I'm curious just to see the objectives, the casualties, etc. So it looks like we've lost 18,137 men. The enemy lost 7,705. Of course, in this age of gunpowder, I'm assuming, and I could be wrong on this, but I'm assuming that more men were probably lost to disease than actual wounds inflicted in combat, without a doubt. The losses here are pretty small, and then, you know, thankfully, when you're loading a musket, it takes a little longer. I'm guessing that would account for part of the losses, or the lack of losses, I should say. Okay, we've got Steinau here. Yeah, these guys absolutely need to rebuild their forces, so their orders are to just stay put. No, 9. No, don't merge. Oh, mein Gott. Actually, they work pretty well together. It looks like we can actually keep that way. That's fine. We'll build a depot here, and it looks like Oginski will be in charge of this force. Now, we could, of course, separate them, and it looks like Fleming, look at that. He's regained his combat power completely. So I am going to move into Kokenhausen and see if we can't go ahead and take the city by force immediately. He's absolutely ready to go. We've got some units here ready to go, but they're going to be dead by the time they get there. And look at this. Okay, hey guys. We're not in control of the city. I didn't mean to do that. 14% penalty is not too bad, actually. I'll take it. We're not in control of the city, but we're in control of the surrounding area. We're absolutely going to go for an attack here. Let's take a look. Haha, awesome, Harold. Harold installed. How far can you zoom in? Woollever is asking. Yeah, so that's about as far as you can zoom in. You can zoom out all the way as well. Yeah, absolutely, Woollever, I think so. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And you can see that attrition happening, like, as Phil mentioned, as we were moving through the snow here, we basically had an army with 1,600 something attack power, probably the equivalent of like 17,000, 18,000 men. And by the time we got to our destination, that was probably down to 1,000 to 2,000 men. Now, a lot of them probably died from disease. A lot of them essentially just ran away, realizing that this is not exactly, you know, the greatest situation for them. Let's go over here. All right, best of luck, boys. You can do this. Oh, come on, Potocki. Make a name for yourself. Of course, there's 3 other huge forts ahead. I wouldn't dream of continuing to attack. And I think any general that could take all 4 of these forts with that single army would be possibly the greatest general that ever lived. So if I can take this area, I'm just going to basically make it a base of operations across the Oder River. And having a base of operations across the Oder River is going to be very helpful. That is, if we can succeed in storming this place and capturing it, of course. Oh, here we go, Fleming into combat. And, of course, a Saxon victory at Friedrichstadt. The Swedes did not have a commander in this battle. That being said, not too bad. Not too bad. A pretty even back and forth between us. In fact, the casualties are almost identical. But I'm glad that he was able to beat the enemy. And those Delegardi Delegardi, is this a French unit? Seem to have put up a very good fight. I mean, when faced with, of course, 18,000 men, only 2,000 of them, I think they did all right. Let's see if Oginski has regained any of that combat power. Okay, let's make him enter the structure. What the? Here we go. Just in case the enemy attacks. Keep Peter here for a while he refits his men. And with Sheremetev, yeah, once again, I think we're going to have to keep on waiting here with him. There's not really much we can do in terms of moving these men forward for now. I will try to get some replacements. As you can see, you can see up here with the red numbers, we need some Russian regulars in our army, desperately. So I'm going to go ahead and get as many of those as I can. Raise more taxes. Yes. We need it, guys, and we have plenty of engagement points to raise more taxes. These engagement points are used to, do decrees, reforms, etc., historical decisions. So definitely a very important part of the game. All right, here we go. Come on, Oginski, rally some men to your cause. It's about time. So at least the roads to Riga are cut off. I'm not sure if that's bringing us, or making it easier for us to take the city. Riga obviously still gets naval supplies, so they could probably hold out either way. But I do think it's important to cut off those roads, cut off those regions where supply can pass through, and maybe we have weakened the city a bit. What I don't understand, and again, that this particular conflict I know very little about, is why the Prussians haven't started raising troops. And by the way, look at Oginski's stack. He's already gaining that attack power back. It's going to take a while, but that's the way AG Odds is. Sometimes these events take a while. You know, you're controlling an entire war down to the most specific level possible. So sometimes, yeah, these campaigns can take quite a while. I think one of the campaigns is 180 turns, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, this is not a one-day thing in the slightest. Be prepared to make mistakes. Be prepared to have to rebuild armies from the ground up, etc., etc. It's all part of the struggle. The struggle! Now we've got a decent army. I might go to Priorzhsk, but once again, 49 days to get there. We're probably going to end up getting hurt on the way. And Golzhitsyn, I ordered him to build a fort, but it doesn't seem to be helping much here. And it could be because he pillaged this region completely. Well done, Golzhitsyn. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. But Valvara is still looking fine. So I'm actually going to go west away from the fort. I think this area would be easier to take. And let's take a look at the chat right now. Okay, guys, well, we're getting quite close to the end of this stream. I do want to go ahead and play another turn for sure. And, Phil explained, the Delegardi, Swedish from French Huguenot origin. Interesting. Very interesting. I do want to, of course, thank Phil and his team for making an absolutely awesome game. Once again, you know, AJODS has outdone themselves here. And once again, the other campaigns that can be finished here, they are massive. Absolutely jump in, play some. I would recommend the Italian campaign to start. It's shorter, it's a little easier to control things, etc. Right now what we're going to do is I'm going to actually ask Muso to share our channels. We'd really appreciate it, guys, if you would subscribe to our channels. We do strategy stuff there all the time. You can subscribe to the Slytherin channel, and you could also subscribe to my channel, the Agrippa Maxenius channel, for some more fun. I'm definitely going to be doing some Wars of Succession over there, but this is a game that I want to research even more about. I think we started off pretty well, but as time went off, we were just way too trustworthy of the terrain in this area, and once we actually got up there, we lost so many men due to attrition. So next time, I think supply depots, and Phil maybe can let us know about this, supply depots are definitely one way to get around that particular terrain problem, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, I'm 100% sure there, but yeah, I think building supply depots along the way really should help keep your men well fed and keep them from running away from the army and, of course, dying of disease and starvation. You can also click my name, guys, Agrippa Maxenius, or just search Twitch TV Agrippa Maxenius to get my Twitch page as well. And we're going to be doing some fun stuff there too. As Muso mentioned, we also have the User's Choice stream coming up, so that's going to be really cool. Tomorrow you guys get to choose a game for me to play, although actually, Muso, something did come up. I think we need to talk with someone else at the office, because I think tomorrow the User's Choice stream, we might need to move it to another day. As you guys know, I'm actually in the process of moving around a bit, and so there are certain days when we're not going to be able to cover the games. Luckily today we were absolutely able to cover Wars of Succession, and thank goodness, because this was awesome. I don't think I did great, but I think I survived. That's enough for me. Here we go. Let's see if Oginski can get some more men into that army. And again, guys, for the stream, the user stream, we'll absolutely still do that. We'll just, of course, do that on a different day. Let's take a look here at the chat. Thank you so much, Musa, for putting that up there, and thank you, 126 people. I'm just amazed. I can see that there's definitely a lot of interest in this game. You guys should go out and purchase it right now. For those of you that were the lucky winners, congratulations, guys. That's absolutely awesome. And Pixel's asking, will I ever do a Samana stream, a command stream? That depends. We'll have to wait and see. But probably not in the near future. Let's put it that way. Thank you again, guys, for stopping by. Absolutely awesome showing, and go and pick the game up now. Also, make sure to go ahead, subscribe to our channels, and check out the strategy we have there too. Thanks again, guys. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful day.